Guys, welcome back to my channel. Right, there's no easy way to go into this, especially when it's like, by the way, it's the same day as I did my video. This is the same day as basically Boxing Day, but I'm putting it up tomorrow. So today's the 26th. You'll see this on the 27th. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Now, there's something I've been thinking about quite a lot over this holidays. Okay, so obviously if you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I've been, struggling financially, feeling less of myself and feeling more like I'm not really worth much because of the profession I'm in, or maybe because I don't have I didn't go to university and I don't have a bachelor's degree or whatever. I tricked my mind into thinking that I'm less of a person than someone who has that, and that is totally wrong. So let me tell you how I got into this topic. Anyway, so I don't know if you remember me saying leading up to Christmas, but I said that when I was saying that how down I'm feeling about how there's this present that I'm really trying to buy, but I really can't buy it on this wage, and so I was trying to get a second job. If you remember that, this is what I'm about to refer to. So the thing that it was basically £100 gift voucher for my mum, my brother, my sister and myself for, okay, we're gonna do a nice little family outing, go shopping and go to Primark and just buy little bits and pieces, whatever we need, blah blah blah. And I done something very similar to this in 2018. Well, it was 2018 Christmas. So what I did was, I was earning a little more. Yes, I was in retail, but I was earning a little more, and I went to all these different shops and got £25 gift vouchers for everyone to make up to 100. So everybody got 4 gift vouchers for £25 from 4 different shops. And some of the shops was the same, some shops was different. It was and also I put money aside for us to see a movie, for us to get something to eat, for us to have dessert as well, and for us to get because we was gonna go Westfield. And this was the January of 2019. I planned for us to go shopping in the in January sales, up Westfield as a nice family outing. And then that was basically our not last sort of family outing, but last family sort of shopping trip, should I say, because then COVID hit and all that, and then money. But this year I wanted to do something similar, but more on a more affordable thing. So it was still £100 each. Also, I included myself in the gift vouchers as well last time, and I included myself this time. So £400 basically on gift vouchers to Primark, and we're all going to go to the Primark, in Oxford Street, on my sister's birthday, and spend that. Obviously I don't have money to take us to see a movie as well, and a meal and everything like that, but we're just gonna get the bus there and whatever else. And you're probably wondering, why am I mentioning this? And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I found it so hard to pull off. I have to convince myself I'm not going, on the wage that I have, I'm not going to be able to do it. And that really got me down, because, so I'm getting out of breath. That's nothing, I think I'm eating too much. Anyway, when I got my last wage from, when I got my last bit of money from Tortilla, I got £200. I spent £200 in Primark buying 2 of the gift vouchers, and I was up to my neck in anxiety because I was thinking I got 2 gift vouchers, but I need to get 2 more, and so I allowed myself to fall into this sort of depression thing because I was thinking I need to do this, and Christmas was just creeping up. Like Christmas was just really like, and I realized to myself I hadn't even allowed myself to enjoy being festive. Like how everybody who knows me knows I love Christmas. I love Christmas. But leading up to Christmas, I was stressed. I was like almost obsessed with money, obsessed with ways on how I should be making money, and just all around feeling really down on myself. Anyway, I work with children, and one of the rewarding things about working with children, one of the things that I did want to work with children is because I remember when I was a child and I went to after school club, and there's this lady called Fiona, and she made a real good impression on my life. Like she would bring me aside to talk to me. She gave me so much attention. She was really, like, I don't know, she was just so super nice to me. And up till now I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I remember that, and I thought I could do something. I could make an impression in a child's life. I could make a nice memory, or I could be that nice person in a child's life, a child who doesn't have someone who, always nice to them or whatever. Like, I thought I could do something meaningful. Yeah, I'm out of retail, but I'm out of hospitality. I can now do something that can benefit a child. Like I can do something meaningful. And at first that was my mentality, but then slowly standing outside, watching the children running around in the cold, like different things started to annoy me. And while different things is annoying me, such as having to stand outside in the cold, other things was creeping in. It's like it was making like a doorway. And my younger sister, she's younger than me, she earns more than me, she has a passion. She has a real serious passion for dance and dance teaching and anything like performing arts-ish. And she's had managerial experience. Her last job was probably earning double my wage, and I allowed all those negative thoughts to really just impact my mentality. And it wasn't until this holidays actually that when we broke up, I saw so many parents, bringing me gifts and cards and different things like that, and I'm seeing like the joy in the kids' faces, and I started to think, oh, this is actually quite a sweet job. But it wasn't until I was on Christmas holiday, like my first day off, which was the Thursday, that I thought, I just had this real deep sense of feeling. Like I remember I was just laying in bed on a Thursday. I haven't been fired. It's not just a random day off, it's a holiday, and I'm off for a whole 2 weeks. And I remember thinking, you know what, Nicole? This is a trap that the government made for, this is basically a trap that the government made for people like us, people who, feel the need to, like, the thing is, if you really think about it, you don't have to go and do 1,000,010 jobs. It's almost like society puts all this pressure on you to burn yourself out, to be working 12 jobs, and how, if you dare have a day off, if you ever dare have a day off, you should find a second job to be working on that day. You know, like, this is this sort of thing. And I remember I put up a status. Let me find it. Yeah, I put it up in a group though, one of my groups. I didn't put it up. Right, so I wrote, because I was just having this deep, like, so many deep thoughts. So I wrote, toxic hustle grind culture is wearing us down. We were not put on this earth to work like machines and intentionally put ourselves in a slave trade and be slaves to money. We are not living. We are sacrificing our health for money. We are choosing to work ourselves to the bone instead of being there to appreciate the small things, such as our child's first steps, watching a sunrise with a cup of coffee, spending time with loved ones, socializing, even booking a doctor's appointment. We are living to work rather than working to live. We are stuck in survival mode and we are not living. This is the first time I'm having a Christmas break since I was in school. I'm 29. Ever since I left my full-time job for a part-time job in September, I feel at peace. I have time for the gym, I have time for meditation, I have time to work on practicing my craft. I've started a few hobbies. I have a social life, and now I work with children. I get Christmas breaks. Now I'm not earning a bucket full of money, but guess what? I'm still able to add money to my savings account every month. I almost cried tears of joy on my first day off last week because it was the first Thursday I've had off in years. But do you know the worst thing? Toxic hustle/grind culture has made people devaluate, belittle, lecture, and put down people who are not willing to prostitute themselves to the coin. We are human beings and slavery is over. Why willingly enter modern day slavery and throw a false label over it claiming it's self-love? And I got so many comments. Because it was a bit of a rant, and I got so many comments agreeing with me, and I thought, you know what, like, this could be a revolution, like, this could be, the thing is, it's like, if you just work part-time and you have no children, you're seen as someone who's lazy, someone who, someone who isn't worthy to live, almost. And the thing is, it's like, instead of thinking of all the cons about overworking yourself, such as, like, women who struggle with infertility, or health, or just having time to book a dentist appointment, or having time to book a doctor's appointment. Like, it's really, 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 like, and this is normalized. This is normalized, and you're literally looked down upon if you don't submit to this sort of lifestyle. And I just wanted to tell you that you don't have to submit to this lifestyle if you don't want to. So if you're looking for a New Year's resolution, and if you're looking for a New Year's resolution, this could be it, this could be it. Make more time for memories, make more time for yourself, make more time for your health, make more time for you to live instead of just slaving away. And yeah, you can say, oh, well, it's my own business, or, I own my business, or I'm a mom, or blah, blah, blah. Like, if you're happy, stay where you are. But if you're not happy, find another way. Find another way to make things work, because I guarantee you there is another way, and don't fall into this lie that you've been told that you have no choice but to work 7 days out of the week or else. You know, like, that's all I wanted to say. So, like, comment. Also, let me point out one more thing. Slight story time. Yeah, so on Christmas Eve, I was walking with like tons of bags, yeah. I just got paid. We was told that we'll get paid before Christmas. We got paid on Christmas Eve, so I quickly ran out and I got a couple bits, a couple more presents. Anyway, my hands was literally full of bags. Like, my brother was originally with me, but yeah, he's a boy, he hates shopping. After a while, he got bored and he went home. He carried a few bags, like the bags that I had already. He carried them, but obviously, me being me, I continued shopping, and by this time, I had a lot more bags than I had before. Anyway, but what I noticed is not one smile did I see on anyone, even though it's Christmas Eve. And isn't that so sad? Like, isn't that such a sad thing? Like, and also, my hands was full of, I was carrying like the big double milk from Iceland. I had like 2 bags in this hand, 3 bags in this hand, and they was heavy. And I remember I was walking up the high road, and I wasn't looking at anyone or anything. I was just dying to get home. I was cold. I was freezing cold, and I was just stressed. My hands was hurting from carrying the bags. I was just like, I just wanted to get home. Anyway, all of a sudden, yeah, this woman, well, I'd say like she looks around like my age, maybe like between my age and maybe 35-ish. Like, she's not older than 35, but she doesn't look younger than my age either. I'm 29, by the way. She was like, "Don't look at my man." And before I could even respond and know what the hell she used to talk about, she pushed me like real hard. Like, she pushed me like really hard into my chest, like right here. And obviously I had bag, so I went stumbling backwards. Good thing I caught myself, and the boyfriend was so apologetic. He was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about that." And she was like, "Oh, why are you apologizing to him?" Then started talking to him in like patois or whatever. He apologized to me again, yeah. And she was like, "Oh, why are you apologizing to her? She was looking at you." And honestly, I was not looking at anybody. I just wanted to go home. I was freezing, I was cold, my legs hurt, like everything hurt. So anyway, the whole of Christmas Eve, my chest was hurting. As I walked off, I can hear them two, like her and her boyfriend arguing. But I didn't say anything. I didn't react. I didn't drop my bags and start fighting. No, nothing. I just kept on moving, because as annoyed as I was and as thrown as I was, I just continued moving, because I thought, you know what, like, number one, she's not exactly the kind of person I'd want to fight with. Number two, I got all these heavy bags. And number three, I'm not trying to die on Christmas Eve. You know what, sometimes it's like, there's times where you need to know how to walk away. But my point of bringing up this story is, this whole toxic culture has made it where, like, even on Christmas Eve, people are looking for fights, people are stressed, people are angry, and people, I don't know, people are just not jolly. There's not one jolly face that I see on that high road, not one. So I just want you can either agree, you can disagree, it's up to you. And if you like the lifestyle, you like the lifestyle, you know, like, it's not my life. I'm not going to tell you how to run your life, but it's just basically food for thought. So yeah. Anyway, hi, good morning. I just thought of a few things that I hadn't added to, basically a few things that I hadn't added to my video that I did last night. It's about 8:20 or 8:30 in the morning at the moment. I woke up not long ago, so I'm just like sorting my hair. But yeah, coming back to what I was talking about, like since when did a value of a human being depend on how much that person owns or how much is in their bank account or savings account? Like we're people, we're human beings. That before we were here before money existed, basically, and it's just really sad to see that how so many people thinks that if you're not living the lifestyle that's been advertised and thrown in our faces, like you're not worth much. Like since when did human beings only value money over personality, over yeah, I get everyone needs to live, everybody needs to survive, and I get it. But at the same time, it's like if it's not making you happy, if your lifestyle is not making you happy, then I don't see why you should stress out. Like there's families such as my family, everybody in my family who's basically over 18, we're all over 18, over 21, like we're all working basically. Like, so we've got 3 working adults, me, my sister and my mum, and yet still we're still struggling. And I remember when I was younger, just like one person or 2 people working in the family, that used to be enough to have a comfortable lifestyle. Like the government makes it sound like as if they have no control over the prices of the gas or inflation or just like everyday necessity. Like how did turning on your heating in the winter become a luxury? How did that turn into a luxury? And also there are people who they will look down on someone who doesn't want to conform to the lifestyle that they've been advertised. Like I guess when we was teenagers, we watched the Kardashians, but people still do. Watch different things like different shows on E. Then it became turned to social media. Social media influences like Instagram and Twitter, different people like that, and people who had obviously was well off and they'll show off everything that they have. And then YouTubers, like successful ones I'm talking. And it just seems a bit like this sort of lifestyle is being thrown in people's face, and like there's a way to go. Like forget being there for your children's first steps. Forget being there to comfort your kids or put your kids to bed or whatever, because it's not about that no more. It's now all about money. Like, but the thing is, it's like you don't have to conform to that life if you don't want to. Like if you don't have the means to travel, or if you don't have the means to travel and you don't want to travel, you shouldn't feel bad by saying, no, I haven't travelled in a while. Like some people find that really embarrassing to say, oh yeah, I haven't been on a plane in a little while. And it's this sort of, we've just been like thrown into this sort of world where we feel forced by those who's, not only those who's living that lifestyle, but those who sort of advertising that lifestyle. Like if you don't own designer wear, then you're nothing. But I could tell you that, for example, Coco Chanel I'm sure, if my memory serves me right, she was a Nazi or friends with Hitler or something like that. Balenciaga very recently got in trouble for having children dressed like BDSM fetish sex workers, like, and I'm pretty sure half of these companies that takes your money and you're all like, oh yeah, I'm wearing this or I'm wearing that, and your money is probably funding like child traffickers or whatever. Like, there's like, just because you're wearing someone else's name, that doesn't make you important. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Because, like, honestly, like, not everybody wants to conform to that lifestyle. Some people likes the simple life. Some people wants the simple life. Some people don't want to have, there's some people that's fine without having, tons of designer wear, without having a 10-story house. Like, some people are fine with that, and they shouldn't be scrutinized for it either. Like, we're spiritual beings living a human experience. Like, we are we're people, and we don't need to feel like money is everything. Like, you're worth more than what's in your bank account, basically. So that's it. Yeah, you're worth more than what's in your bank account, and don't let anybody tell you different, because I could tell you there's probably a ton of people, politicians, CEOs, that's probably got all the money in the world, but their personality ain't shit. Like, so people may see this video and think, oh, this is just a fairy tale. Like, this isn't how real life goes. You have to have 20 jobs to keep your heating on, and it's a shame. It's a shame, but the thing is, it's like, that's the sort of thing. This is the new world order that everybody was talking about. This is what the government was talking about, basically. Like, I feel like COVID was just like a pause for them to get everything in order, and now this is it. The mark of the devil was the jabs. I strongly believe that. And I feel like this back to poverty world that they've forced us in, where we're having to feel like we have to work like countless jobs, just to put like a meal on the table. And I feel like this is something that needs to be rebelled against. Now, I'm not talking about going on strike or standing outside and protesting. Like, it's more, if everyone realised that you don't actually have to conform to this overprivileged lifestyle, then I feel like their empire will collapse, because that's what they're showing everyone. When you turn on your Instagram account, that's all you see. When you log onto YouTube, that's all you see. And yeah, basically, I mean, well, that's basically all I wanted to say anyway. You're worth more than what's in your bank account, and don't let anyone force you into this sort of lifestyle, or make you think that you're less than, or you're less of a person because you don't earn a certain amount, when that is not true. Like, you could be the nicest person, you could be even one of the smartest of people, but because you don't want to have a job working 50 hours, people will treat you like you're nothing, when that's totally wrong. And you shouldn't be forced to conform to something that you don't want to be forced to conform to. I mean, like, I feel if I really think putting like everything aside, I feel like I'm actually happy at the job that I'm doing. Like, I feel like I'm happy doing the job that I'm doing, and I shouldn't feel embarrassed to say, yeah, I only have one job. I shouldn't feel embarrassed to say I work part-time and not full-time. I shouldn't feel embarrassed to say I'm not earning like, you know, like 8 figures or 5 figures or 6 figures. You know, like, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed, and I'm no longer going to allow someone to try and force me to conform to a lifestyle that I don't want to have. Like, so yeah. I mean, there's the simple life, which to be honest, I'm semi-living that simple life anyway, and I'm happy. You know, like, yeah, would I like to go on holiday? Yeah, I would. I would like to go on holiday, but that doesn't mean I can't save. That doesn't mean, why? Because I have to save to go on holiday rather than just getting my wage and booking a holiday all at once. Like, it shouldn't be the case of I'm being looked down on because I'm saving to go on holiday instead of booking a holiday, you know, just at a whim because I have that much money in my account. Like, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. So don't feel like, don't feel like you have to be forced to conform, basically. Anyway, bye.